Good morning, everybody. We got two great proclamations today. This is about physical education awareness, as you heard, and we're going to have a proclamation. I don't know if we've done this one before. I think this is the first time. So we like first times. National PE and Sports Week, and Dr. Kara Grant, who's an awesome, the head of our pre-K adapted physical education, health education, and physical education for MCPS, which has the longest titles. MCPS always does. And then I'm going to introduce everybody real quick and just tell you a little bit about why we're doing this. We have Jasmir, is that right? Did I say that? Jasmir's not here. Okay, we're still going to say hello to her. Teresa Schatzer, okay, who is our health education content specialist. Jennifer Rushin, who is our physical education content specialist, and they're all in great shape, as you can tell. Karen Cart, an adapted physical education content specialist. Is she here? She couldn't make it. Okay, she's working out. Jimmy Little. Okay, Jimmy, a physical education and health and education resource teacher at Julius West Middle School. Is Mike Grant here? I think I know Mike. Good, yeah, good to see. No, the big one, Big Mike Grant. He's the parent of four, one alum, one elementary, one middle, and one high school. And both Councilmember Albornoz and I are parents of four, so we know what that's like. Bryce Grant. Yeah, hey, Bryce. He was an elementary student here in MCPS. Reuben Grant. There we go. And Mike Grant III. All right. And you're not on my list.
I'm not. Nikki Hazel,
Yes. Nikki Hazel, who's our associate superintendent over these programs. We wanted to do this today because we all know we've been through a lot coming through this pandemic, and our kids have dealt with a lot. And physical education and sports week is always important, but it's especially important this year as we've re-entered school, and kids need social, emotional, and other outlets to deal with what has been a period of trauma. And sports are an important part, and physical activity in general, not necessarily connected to sports, are an important part of that. And just a little bit about what we do here in the county. Montgomery County physical education teachers provide annual physical education instruction through 8th grade and a one-year graduation requirement in physical education with the option for electives. We have close to 800 physical education teachers in MCPS, and they're serving our students in a whole range of areas. I know that's one of my kids' favorite class, of course, depending on the day, depending on how hard you guys are making them work. And as a former high school and college athlete myself, but starting as an elementary kid, just starting with every sport, I know how much of an important outlet it was for me to focus and get my energy out. And coming out of this pandemic, we know it's been a tough time. So I really appreciate all of our 800 folks across MCPS and anywhere else, our youth sports and others that are doing this great work. I want to read the proclamation, and then I'll allow our associate superintendent and Dr. Grant, whoever wants, both and, to make a brief remarks. All right. Whereas National Physical Education and Sport Week is recognized annually for the first week of May to highlight the importance of physical education, and whereas physical education is a pillar of our educational system in our first line of defense in combating disease, and whereas Montgomery County physical education educators teach our students foundational material that will follow them throughout their lives and their wellness journeys. We are incredibly grateful for their work to support our students and families, and whereas it is imperative that every child has the opportunity to play sports and experience the joy and camaraderie associated with physical education. And whereas learning the importance of health and wellness, as well as the many forms of health and wellness that it takes, is an education every American should receive. We should all have equal opportunity to utilize this education in whichever form works best for the individual. And whereas physical education connects students from all backgrounds with cultural practices through sports and teamwork, promoting healthy relationships and a sense of community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby celebrates National Physical Education and Sport Week and appreciates the great contributions of all our physical education educators. And I see one of our former school board members as well. You'll be up here in a second for our next proclamation. And be it further resolved that the County Council encourages all county residents to do the same. Presented this day, the 3rd of May in the year 2022, signed by myself and the Council President on behalf of all council members. So let's give them a big round of applause. And we will hear, I think, from Dr. Grant first about why this is important.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Jawando, for this moment. As a physical education person, University of Maryland graduate, I grew up in this community, and like you said, we've never done it before. We've never taken the time to recognize it. But all of us have recognized the mental health issues that we're dealing with as adults, children, everybody we're serving. And what we know in physical education and health education is what we do for kids is preventative work. It teaches them coping skills to get through these times, and it empowers them to help others. I mean, think of a time when you went out and played, right? That comfort level of play, you got that from your own creative ability, but also from what PE teachers do every single day with helping you feel comfortable in moving your body. And so we really just wanted to take time for the work PE teachers are doing. It's been a really hard year. And our team that's here from Central Office, we're like, we need to really make sure that teachers feel appreciated. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. How can we give extra acknowledgement and kudos to the work they're doing for kids every day? And so we have Mr. Little as a representative of our teachers. And then selfishly, I brought my children because one represents elementary school children that we're serving, another represents middle school children that we're serving, and another represents high school students that we're serving. So you have a visual representation of the students that are receiving the services that they're getting every day in our county. So thank you for that ongoing support of Montgomery County Public Schools education and funding. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. And then Ms. Hazel, our Associate Superintendent.
Thank you very much. Very briefly, I just want to thank you all for recognizing physical education in Montgomery County. I do want to thank also and recognize our Board of Education and also our community, because physical education in Montgomery County is something that we really support. And we have in our county a full offering of physical education courses in our school district, more than many other school districts. And so we just want to thank and recognize our community, our Board of Education, for making that a priority. As Dr. Grant said, for many of our students coming back, particularly from the pandemic, physical education is the one thing they could count on for stress relief and to really excel and do really well in an area. And I want to thank all of our teachers and our specialists for supporting our students who come to us with many needs, with many skill levels, and they are there to support them. And so I just want to thank them for that and thank our county council.
Thank you. All right. Well, we'll take a picture. I don't know if my colleagues want to do some physical education and come down and take a picture with these great folks.